Hey Clashers, and welcome back to another video. Well, today we have the new Gold Pass skin. We want to take a look at that and we want to see how the animations are looking like and how he is going to interact in battles. But first, let's take a look and let's introduce the Warden Master. He's a really cool looking skin, playing or like jumping around on his bamboo and using that as well to attack. So let's see how this is working. You can see as well, he's kind of like flying with the bamboo around set to air, which is pretty cool looking. To be honest, obviously like a pretty good fit with the owl, but either way, flying around a little bit, having his stick of bamboo in the hand, and I think overall it looks pretty cool. Let me know obviously what you think about this new Warden skin. But before that, we want to jump as well into the animations and see how it's doing in battle, for example. Before that, obviously to ground as well, it's just normally walking, so that's not too crazy or whatever, but I think we should jump into a match, into an attack, and see how he's doing there and how the animation looks like. So when he's in battle, he is using his bamboo stick to attack buildings with the lightning, and I feel like this lightning, in my opinion, looks super cool. I don't know why it's looking a bit more different, more like a thunder strike, maybe something like that, if I would need to compare it. And overall, really cool in my opinion. Otherwise, there's not too many animations going on, but still, one of my favorite skins out there, I feel like, for the Warden. Even though for the Warden it's hard to pick, because there's so many good skins out there for the Warden overall. Either way, now let's just use it with this super boulder, whatever we're putting in here, with the Warden ability. And to be honest, not too many things are changing. The Warden ability is still the Warden ability. He's not spawning any troops which could be changed. So that just the Warden ability overall is still doing its thing, and that's going to be the new Gold Pass skin coming up tomorrow. And if you think about buying that new Gold Pass skin, for example, like grinding the update faster, make sure to use a creator code. It's now like in the game as well, and obviously the offers are in the game. So yeah. Whenever you think about buying any of those, make sure to use the creator code. If you like the content which I'm putting out here, make sure to use code ITSU. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate that. But I think now we want to jump into something which I have talked about yesterday already, and that's the Hog Rider attacks. I'm still waiting for the season to reset. Like I did a video about that yesterday. If you have not seen that, make sure to check it out. But as I said, I want to do some Queen Charge Hog Rider attacks. I have seen Gark already doing a ton of Queen Charge Hybrid as well. So I feel like ground for sure is back, depending on seeing what exactly the meta is going to bring based on trap and base building overall. But I think this is an armor composition which I really like. I feel like, or at least I mix it just together, and I think I really like this setup. You could get rid of the of the baby dragon. Not really sure if you really need that, but I feel like one reason why I really like this armor composition, because it feels, in theory, I have to still test it obviously, but in theory it feels more flexible than Queen Charge Hybrid, because you have the Yeti Blim. You can use that with any other siege machine together, Log Launcher, Slammer, Barracks, whatever you want to go for. In addition to that, you can use the King wherever you would like to. You can use it for tanking, funneling, and so on. So you're a little bit more flexible. I think we should just get into a couple of attacks and see how we can do over there, if we can get some 3-stars in. So first base, and as I said, sadly, season has not been reset, so right now I'm like a little bit above 5k waiting for the reset of the new Legend season, so we can push it a bit further up with those Hog Rider or minus or like whatever attack. Obviously, let me know what you would like to see. If it's more like Queen Charge Hog Rider, if it's Queen Charge Hybrid. If you don't care, you just want to see some ground attacks after now having a couple of months long in air meta in Clash of Clans. But now, let's get started with the Queen Charge. Those expos obviously are not being maxed out, so otherwise this charge would have been way more complicated, I want to say. But with this non-max base, it's looking doable, sorting into all of those 4 expos. So I feel like, especially, like, you can see it right now, before the update, you were able to do those charges. But just imagine that those expos would have had, like, this 15 damage boost with this charge already. This would have been not going my way. I feel like next rage has to be used pretty soon. There it is, and now the blimp in to take some damage off my queen and maybe even take down the defending scatter shot to make the pathing even better overall. So now everything is looking good for now. The only thing which is kind of like a problem with this charge is you have not as many freezes if you compare this, for example, with like a Queen Charge Dragon Rider attack, because you have this extra 1 heal. I bring only 1 heal to this. I want to have the charge doing the major work but at the same time, Hog Riders are kinda quick, which is always a great thing, especially if you compare it with Lado, for example. Even they're, in my opinion, quicker than Dragon Riders overall, but at the same time, they need at least this one spell as like power up and everything. Saving our Queen ability right there, not using it, making sure that we're saving it for the Town Hall, so that's going down quickly. And now as this king is engaging the defending heroes, we're sending in the Warden, Hog Riders, everything to push into this top side. And we try to take those out. Obviously, defending Queen is still going strong with those headhunters and the heal. We should have no problem whatsoever to push through. And well, now everything is about the back end. Sadly, at the top side, there are a couple of Tesla, which is completely messing up everything. I was like, okay, I need like to save 2 Hog Riders to take down the Builder Hut. But apparently, there were way more Tesla on the outside. So this is messing up everything big time. Because what this does is our cleanup wizards are getting taken down, which is obviously not a good thing at all. But with those Hog Riders and still like 50 seconds left, and as I said, they're really quick. I think this should be still doable. Obviously, the back end giant bombs really hurt those Hog Riders. So overall, I'm still like thinking about like, okay, what is better? Obviously, like Queen Charge Hog Riders, it's easier to get baited with like good spring traps. But at the same time, Queen Charge Lalo, not really sure what is at the end the best solution for this problem. Like, what is the best army? Overall, I feel like both are really close to the style and how you approach bases. But overall, I like that you have now an option. You have now the option of choosing air, but at the same time, now you can choose ground as well. Hybrid, Hog Riders, everything now is viable for sure. And let's see how the meta is going to change if those spring traps are going to be placed. It's Han versus those Hog or hybrid entries. Or if you can do some fancy charges and go from a completely different angle, you can still outsmart the defender. Either way, this was the first attack. Second attack is actually one of those really old bases, which was part of the alternate challenge back then. I don't know if you remember, but back then alternate did a challenge and challenged the best base builders in the world. Everyone was able to put in like one base, and if those base defended one, what is it? No, it was two out of 3 times against alternate attackers, they would get a prize. I think this base did decent overall, like it had a pretty decent defense, but at the same time it got smashed by Super Witches. Well, we don't have Super Witches in this one, so we have to go in with those Hog Riders, and we can get started with this Yeti Blimp. I still have to figure out when to use a rage, when not to, and I feel like especially in this example we see this rage was not needed at all, because how powerful now those Yeti Blimps are, especially like how much they can take down with those Yeti Mites. They have now this one additional Yeti Mite with every single Yeti in, overall, so really powerful. We already kind of tried to prepare this bottom side now with our king, because this is like the cool thing about this this Queen Charge. With Hybrid, for example, we could have a problem now, because with Hybrid we won't get that town hall that easily. But instead now, we have no king to funnel, we have no Yeti Blimp whatsoever. So with Hybrid, it's always like a little bit tricky, I want to say. But with Queen Charge Hog Riders, where you have all of those tools, and the king, for example, which you can send in for funneling as well, because you don't need all of those tools then for the Hog Riders later. Like, this strategy is really flexible and really strong at the same time. The Queen Charge is looking strong. At this point, I'm like putting in the headhunters, but they were way too late, so I have to use the Queen ability. So a little bit of a bad timing by from my end. But now, wall break into the core. We're getting down this town hall. And from this point on, it's only cleanup time for my Hog Riders and taking down the back end of this base, because we should go for the town hall next and should take it down, even though we have no ability left anymore. I'm just using the invisibility spell. This is something which you should always bring with those Queen Charges. I feel like the invisibility spell is so strong. But at this point, without the ability, I feel like using a freeze or something would be kind of wasted, because we're facing 2 Inferno Towers at the same time, so one freeze is not helping us at all. Instead, I'm just like concentrating on the Hog Rider part. I always want to say hybrid, but it is actually only the Hog Rider part, and it's going through really nicely. We have the back end healed still. The spring traps are pretty good overall, so it's still giving us some problems, but otherwise those troops are going to stay alive. We have the 2 freezes left for the core single Inferno Tower, and this should be our next 3-star on the menu. So as I said in the beginning, I'm really excited to hopefully have this season reset soon, to make sure that I'm able to try and grind a little bit with those different army compositions. Really looking forward to that. And well, overall, let me know what you think of the Warden as well, because this is the main topic of this video. And I have to say, Might be one of my favorite Warden skins. It really looks cool with the lightning strike of the bamboo. In my opinion, one of the coolest. But let me know what you think of this next Warden skin. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow for the next video. Until then, see ya and bye bye.